Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I'm so glad to see you all here today, joining me on this journey to discover wonderful ways to keep our lives vibrant, especially as we step past the age of 60. Let me kick things off with a bold question. Have you ever wondered if your brain could stay as young as your spirit? Isn't it true that sometimes we forget we can do so much to keep our minds sharp, clear, and full of energy no matter how many years have passed? Today, I'm excited to share with you 5 omega-3 rich foods, golden allies that help keep our brains healthy even after 60. These aren't just foods. They're stories of how we can care for ourselves, day by day, to live healthier and more meaningful lives. Picture this, a peaceful morning in a small coastal town in America. My dear friend Susan, who's 67 years young, is standing in her cozy kitchen. Every day, she starts with her favorite dish, a lightly grilled piece of salmon drizzled with olive oil and paired with fresh greens. She once told me that since she started eating salmon regularly, it's like her brain got a restart. No more foggy days of forgetting things. No more lingering tiredness like before. Curious, I asked her, "What makes salmon your secret weapon, Susan?" She smiled, her eyes twinkling, and said, "Oh, honey, it's the omega-3. It's what this old brain of mine needs to keep up." So, what's so magical about omega-3? Scientists have dug deep and found that omega-3, especially DHA and EPA, is an essential fatty acid that protects our nerve cells, reduces inflammation, and boosts memory. As we age, our brains lose some cells, and omega-3 steps in like a skilled repairman, rebuilding those vital connections. With salmon, just a small 100-gram piece delivers nearly 2 grams of omega-3, enough to nourish your mind all day long. I once read about a doctor in the States who shared that his older patients who ate salmon at least twice a week had noticeably better memory than those who didn't. It's not magic. It's a natural way to show ourselves some love. But salmon isn't the only star here. There's another friend just as amazing, walnuts. I met James, a retired farmer from California, who's 72 but still drives around and cracks jokes with everyone he meets. What's his trick? Every afternoon, he sits in his armchair, munching on a handful of walnuts while reading a book. He told me, "Walnuts aren't just tasty, they're food for my mind." And science backs him up. In every ounce of walnuts, about 28 grams, there's DHA, a plant-based omega-3 that boosts blood flow to the brain. James swears that since he started eating walnuts regularly, he doesn't misplace his car keys anymore, and his stories flow smoother than ever. So, we got salmon and walnuts, 2 fantastic friends for our brains. But you know what? Our journey to care for our minds doesn't stop here. There's so much more to explore ahead, and I can't wait to share another omega-3 rich gem with you next time. Something you might already have in your kitchen without even realizing it. Welcome back, everyone. Last time, we talked about salmon and walnuts, 2 wonderful friends that keep our brains strong no matter how many years we celebrated. Today, I'd love to take you to another little corner of the nutrition world, where a humble yet powerful food awaits: flax seeds. Have you ever thought that something as tiny as flax seeds could be a silent hero for your mind? I'll admit, I wasn't convinced at first. Not until I met Mary, a dear friend from Texas, who completely changed how I see these little seeds. Mary is 65 years young, but if you met her in person, you'd never guess her age. She's still active in her town's book club, recalling every detail from the thick novels she devours. One afternoon, I was having tea with her in her little garden when she brought out some homemade bread sprinkled with ground flax seeds. Curious, I asked, "Mary, what's so special about flax seeds that you love them so much?" She gave me a warm smile and shared that ever since she started adding flax seeds to her meals, those pesky little headaches stopped bothering her, and her mind feels refreshed every day. She said, "It's like a small gift from nature, especially when you're not as young as you used to be." Flax seeds truly are a gift. Scientists tell us that just 1 tablespoon of ground flax seeds, about 10 grams, is packed with ALA, a plant-based omega-3 that supports brain health. ALA doesn't just reduce inflammation. It also boosts blood flow, carrying oxygen and nutrients to every little corner of our minds. I once read about a study in the U.S. that found older folks who regularly ate flax seeds had better focus and fewer of those blank mind moments we all know too well. Mary even shared a handy tip. She grinds her flax seeds and mixes them into smoothies or sprinkles them on dishes because it helps the body absorb the omega-3 better. I tried it myself, and honestly, the clarity I felt afterward was a game changer. But what I love most about Mary's story isn't just the flax seeds. It's how she turns life's little things into big joys. She told me, "Every day that passes, I don't just live. I want to live well and strong. Flax seeds are just a part of it, but they remind me that age isn't a limit." Hearing her say that, it hit me. Every new word, every new habit is like a door opening for our minds and hearts, don't you think? And if Mary's story today resonates with you, I'd love for you to drop a little comment below. I'm so eager to hear what you think. For now, let's leave flax seeds here for a moment. Next time, I'll introduce you to another omega-3 rich food that I bet will surprise you with how familiar it already is in your daily life. Hello, everyone. I'm so happy we're together again today. Last time, we talked about flax seeds, a tiny but mighty friend for our brains. Today, I'd like to bring you somewhere a bit more familiar, to a food I'm pretty sure most of us have seen in our kitchens: sardines. Have you ever thought that those little sardines in a tin or on your plate could be a lifesaver for your mind? I used to overlook them myself until I met Robert, a wonderful man from Florida, who made me see sardines in a whole new light. Robert is 68, but he's still the heart and soul of his weekend fishing trips with friends. One day, I sat with him on the pier, watching him open a tin of sardines and enjoy them with some toasted bread. I asked, "Robert, why do you love sardines so much? What's special about them?" He let out a big laugh and said, "Son, this isn't just food, it's medicine for my mind." He told me that since he started eating sardines regularly, he feels sharper and those foggy brain days he used to have are rare now. He added, "At my age, I want to keep my mind quick so I can still tell stories to grandkids." Listening to him, I realized sardines really are a treasure. Just a small serving, about 100 grams, delivers over 1.5 grams of omega-3, including DHA and EPA, two heroes that protect our nerve cells and boost our thinking power. Scientists have found that the omega-3 in sardines can help lower the risk of memory decline, something we all want to steer clear of as we age. I once chatted with a nutritionist in the States who said sardines aren't just rich in omega-3. They're also packed with vitamin D and calcium, supporting both our bones and brains. Robert keeps it simple. He mixes his sardines with a bit of homemade tomato sauce and eats them with bread, delicious and healthy all at once. What struck me most about Robert wasn't just a sardine story, but how he embraces life. He said, "Every day is a gift, and I want to keep my mind sharp enough to enjoy it." His words made me think. We don't need to do anything grand. Sometimes a familiar food like sardines is enough to nourish both our bodies and souls. If you got a memory with sardines or any dish that makes you feel stronger, I'd love for you to share it with me below. I'm always excited to read your stories. But our journey isn't over yet. Next time, I'll tell you about another omega-3 rich food, a friend that might just be sitting in your fridge right now. Hello, everyone. It's so wonderful to be with you again today. Last time, we talked about sardines, a simple yet powerful food for our minds. Today, I'd like to introduce you to another friend, one I'm sure many of us have enjoyed without realizing just how amazing it is: chia seeds. Have you ever wondered how these tiny seeds, almost like little specks of sesame, could help keep your mind sharp? I used to think they were just a fancy topping for smoothies until I met Linda, an energetic woman from Oregon, who totally surprised me with how she uses chia seeds. Linda is 62, but you'd swear she's barely past 50. She's a retired yoga teacher who now spends her days tending to her garden and taking care of her health. One morning, I visited her and saw her stirring a cool glass of lemon water with a few spoonfuls of soaked chia seeds. I asked, "Linda, what's so great about chia seeds that you love them so much?" She flashed a big smile and told me that since she started adding chia seeds to her diet, her mind feels lighter, and those forgetful moments she used to have are few and far between. She said, At my age, I want to keep my mind clear so I can enjoy these peaceful days with my family. Chia seeds really are a little miracle. Scientists say that just 1 ounce, about 28 grams, is packed with ALA, a plant-based omega-3 that nourishes our brains. This ALA doesn't just help with blood flow, it also protects our nerve cells, making it easier to think clearly. I once read an article from the U.S. that said older folks who regularly eat chia seeds have less trouble focusing. Linda has a creative way of using them. She soaks the seeds in water or milk, then adds them to smoothies, oatmeal, or even mixes them with yogurt. She told me, "They're not just good for you, they're tasty too, like a little treat I give myself every day." What I love about Linda is how she turns simple things into joy. She said that every morning, as she sips her chia seed water and looks out her garden, it feels like she's having a quiet chat with her own mind. She shared, "Every new word, every new habit is a door opening for my mind and heart." Listening to her, I realized that happiness doesn't always come from big things. Sometimes it's in the small ways we care for ourselves. If you've tried chia seeds or have your own trick for keeping your mind sharp, I'd love for you to leave a note below. I can't wait to hear your stories. But we're not done yet. Next time, I'll share the final food on our list, an omega-3 rich friend that I think will wrap up our journey in the most perfect way. Hello, everyone. It's so great to see you all again today. Last time, we talked about chia seeds, a tiny but powerful ally for our minds. Today, I'd like to introduce you to the final food on our list, mackerel. Have you ever thought that a delicious piece of mackerel on your plate could be a perfect companion for your brain? I used to see mackerel as just another ordinary dish until I met Tom, a cheerful guy from Maine, who showed me that mackerel isn't just tasty. It's a gift for our health. Tom is 64, but he's still the jokester at every family gathering. One day, I visited him and found him grilling mackerel in his kitchen, the aroma filling the cozy space. I asked, "Tom, why do you love mackerel so much? What's special about it?" He let out a hearty laugh and said that since he started eating mackerel regularly, he feels more awake, and those spacey moments are a thing of the past. He grinned and added, "At my age, I need my mind sharp enough to argue with my kids and win." I couldn't help but laugh at his wit. Mackerel really is a treasure for brain health. Just a 100-gram serving gives you over 2 grams of omega-3, including DHA and EPA, 2 nutrients that boost memory and protect nerve cells. Scientists say the omega-3 in mackerel can help reduce brain inflammation, which sometimes leaves us feeling mentally drained. I once read about a doctor in the U.S. who shared that his older patients who ate mackerel regularly were often cheerier and had fewer memory issues. Tom keeps it simple. He grills his mackerel with a pinch of salt and pepper, pairs it with greens, and enjoys a meal that's both delicious and healthy. What I love about Tom is his optimism. He said, "Every day I live, I want to live it fully, and mackerel helps me do that." Hearing him, I realize we don't always need to look far. Something as familiar as mackerel can nourish both our bodies and minds. If you're a fan of mackerel or have a memory tied to this dish, I'd love for you to drop a line below. I can't wait to hear your stories. And if today's story touched you, don't forget to give a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel to keep me inspired to share more. But we're not quite done yet. Next time, I'll wrap up this journey, looking back at the amazing omega-3 friends we've discovered, and leaving you a heartfelt message to keep caring for yourself. Hello, everyone. We've been on such a wonderful journey together, haven't we? Today marks the final stop in our exploration of 5 omega-3 rich foods to keep our brains healthy after 60. From delicious salmon, crunchy walnuts, tiny flax seeds, humble sardines, to flavorful mackerel, each food has brought us not just nutrition, but stories and lessons about loving and caring for ourselves. I hope that through these shares, you found a spark of inspiration to invite these omega-3 friends into your daily life. Looking back on this journey, I can't help but think of Susan with her morning salmon, James munching walnuts every afternoon, Mary with her flaxseed water in her little garden, Robert with his sardines by the pier, and Tom laughing in his kitchen filled with the smell of mackerel. They're not just characters in my stories. They're living proof that age doesn't have to hold us back from living strong and happy. Each of them chose to nourish their minds with simple things, and that makes me believe we can do it too. So, We met these 5 amazing friends, but the journey of self-care doesn't end here. I want to leave you with this. Every day is a chance to do something good for yourself. Maybe try a new dish, toss a spoonful of chia seeds into your water, or just sit down and enjoy a really good meal. Every new word, every new habit is like a door opening for our minds and hearts, helping us live more fully, more meaningfully. I hope you'll carry this spirit with you, not just today, but in all the days to come. If these stories have touched you, I'd love for you to leave a little comment below. Maybe your thoughts or how you keep your mind sharp. I'm so excited to read and learn from you all. And if you found this journey helpful, don't forget to give a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel to keep me motivated to bring you more stories. Life is a long journey, and I believe that as long as we keep learning and caring for ourselves, every day can be a day worth living. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next adventure.